Back in May, the NFL schedule was released. The Tennessee Titans at Cleveland Browns matchup, which had been predetermined to take place as soon as both teams finished dead last in their respective divisions in 2024, was set for Week 14. Weeks prior to this announcement, the Titans had selected Cam Ward with the first overall pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, and Ward's good friend, Colorado quarterback Sheduer Sanders, experienced a far worse outcome that weekend, because after months of being talked about in the same vein as Ward, Sanders fell all the way out of the top 10, and then the first round, and then round 2, and round 3, into day 3, all the way down to the 5th round. He wasn't even the first rookie quarterback drafted by his new team, the Cleveland Browns. All of that was over 200 days ago. Now, as we sit here today, Sanders just did something nobody has done since the Browns moved back to Cleveland in the 90s, and he's been made the starting quarterback. Cam Ward versus Sheduer Sanders is happening in Week 14. If you're part of the Tennessee faithful, you know just how many years the Titans have shaved off your life with the emotional roller coaster of sports. Or maybe the roller coaster of life is messing with your happiness or preventing you from achieving your goals. The new year is a blank space for you to write a new story. BetterHelp makes it easier to get started. They are our incredible sponsor for this video. Regardless, if you have a clinical mental health issue like depression or anxiety, or if you're just a human going through a hard time, therapy can give you the tools you need to approach your life in a very different way. That's where our sponsor, BetterHelp, comes into play. BetterHelp's mission is to make therapy more affordable and more accessible. And this is an important mission because finding a therapist can be really hard, especially when you're limited to the options in your area. Easily switch therapists anytime at no extra cost if it's not the right fit. BetterHelp's platform makes finding a therapist easier because it's online and remote. BetterHelp can match you to a professional therapist in as little as a few days. Plus, with our link, you get 10% off your first month. Start fresh any day of the year with BetterHelp. BetterHelp accepts both HSA and FSA cards, making it even easier to prioritize your mental health. In 2024 alone, over 137,000 people used their HSA or FSA benefits for therapy through BetterHelp. So be sure to use yours before they expire. Click the link in the description or go to betterhelp.com/ATOZsports and get 10% off your first month of therapy with BetterHelp. Browns head coach Kevin Stefanski made it official on Monday after their Week 12 win over the Raiders that Sheduer Sanders would remain the starting quarterback despite Dillon Gabriel clearing the concussion protocol. Sanders is coming off of the heels of that win against the Raiders. This past Sunday, his first career start and win, he became the first Browns quarterback to win in their debut since 1995, which was before he was born. And brother, there have been so many Browns quarterbacks since then, so it's astonishing he's the first. When Sanders was drafted to the Browns and buried on their depth chart behind Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, and fellow rookie Dillon Gabriel, it was kind of hard to see the path to quarterback one snaps for him this season. But the narrative seemed to be written in the stars anyways. Perhaps the narrative alone would will Sanders into the spotlight. I wasn't sure. I just always felt like he and Ward were destined to face one another in December. Now, this move to Sanders felt inevitable once the quarterback room was whittled down to just Sanders and Gabriel. Sanders was always the better of the two prospects. I don't think anybody really debated that, and it was bizarre to see the order in which they were drafted. The obvious truth of the matter was that Sanders interviewed notoriously poorly and had a media circus that followed him always, no matter what, for better or for worse, fair or not to him. That's the reality. We've seen it all year long. And Gabriel was a coach's dream in the meeting room. Those intangibles matter a ton when you're dealing with fifth-round picks. We just didn't expect Sheduer Sanders to be a fifth-round pick. We did expect it from Dillon Gabriel. And I wrote this back in May on the heels of the schedule release in an article predicting headlines for each Titans game. I said, Week 14 at Cleveland Browns, quote, Ward versus Sanders is the imperfect quarterback matchup everybody can't stop talking about. I really think this is going to happen. Still quoting that article, by the way. And the only reason it doesn't get made into a primetime matchup is because the high-quality games that they'd have to flex out. But make no mistake, Ward versus Sanders will be the talk of the week. Sheduer will have earned the starting role in Cleveland by then, and the fifth-round pick will be looking to embarrass the Titans for taking Ward first overall and not considering him. Ignoring the unimportant detail of the potential primetime flexing in there, which, whoops, I was pretty spot on with that, I'd say. Now, I won't pretend that this was some original thought that I had. I know many folks felt that this would be coming somehow, some way. All Sanders has to do for this to happen is to not implode and lose the job in week 13 against the 49ers in Cleveland. San Francisco is no walkover, of course, but their defense has been decimated by injury, and the Browns defense can hang against any offense. They're legit, better than legit, frankly. That's the worry if you're a Titans fan, by the way, looking forward to the inevitable Sanders versus Ward matchup in 2 weeks. Quarterbacks obviously don't actually play each other. That's just a narrative thing. But Ward against the Browns defense is a completely unfair fight compared to Sanders against the Titans defense. That's two distinct differences in difficulty. It's bound to be a fun week of talking points leading up nonetheless. For A to Z Sports Nashville, I'm Houston Freeze.